On to you, Capricorn. So you have the Six of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups, the Judgment, the Queen of Swords, the King of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. You have to excuse me going a little bit slow. These are new cards, as you can see. So, but these are the cards that I wanted, though. So, for you, okay, so for you Capricorns, right? The Six of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is about how you, yes, again, you Capricorns, when it comes to other people that you were in a relationship with, yeah, they do owe you. They owe you very much so an apology, because you Capricorns may not necessarily be the best people in the world, but at least they think so, right? And I have to say we, because I got Capricorn plenty placements in my chart, like 6 different placements, like if you really were to look at it. But we may not necessarily be perceived at first as being the best people in the world, the most trustworthy, but we always seem to have that knack where in the end, when you let time go by, right? Capricorn, time, you let time go by. Now it's like, maybe I was wrong about you Capricorns, right? Like a lot of people have that mentality now. Maybe they were wrong about us Capricorns, because now we're in a situation where we ended up trying to do right by people, but people couldn't see the bigger picture when we were doing it at the time that we were doing it. But the Six of Pentacles and the Page of Swords represents just that, right? And you have the Knight of Swords, right? They end up making it into a fight. They end up making it into pretty much a hassle for you Capricorns, because it's always something where they just can't see the bigger picture of how things are ultimately going to work out, and they're unwilling to accept it. So as you are trying to date them, people are always trying to bicker and argue and fuss and fight with you and get on your nerves and trying to ruin you, financially ruin you, mentally ruin you, right? The Knight of Swords, it's always this fight. It's always this situation for you Capricorns where it's like, oh my gosh, you have to fight off this lioness, right? You have to fight off this, yeah, I guess you could say lioness, the ego of other people, right? We have to fight that off. Because again, I have Capricorn in my chart in plenty of placements. The Seven of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles represents, but at the same time, here it is that we are. We're always the ones, the earth signs are always the ones that have to put the earth on our backs and carry it. We're always the ones that have to essentially figure it out for ourselves, what it is that we ultimately truly want to do for ourselves, and also deal with the nonsense of other people. Because you Capricorns, all earth signs really, but you Capricorns, sorry about that. You Capricorns have to worry about, just like with Virgo, I guess you could say, yeah, you could say that, just like with Taurus, we have to also not only work on ourselves, but also work on other people, because they don't have the capability for it a lot of times. And that's the thing that us as earth signs offer to other people, is common sense. Because like the water signs don't have common sense. The fire signs, they don't have common sense. The air signs, they don't have common sense. The air signs have common sense from a perspective of idealism. The water signs have common sense from the perspective of their emotions, selfishness, what they immediately want whimsically sometimes, right? A lot of times. And then with fire signs, they're thinking about how it is that they can change the world, but they don't know how to take practical steps in order to get there. But for us as Capricorns, for y'all, this is about how people, most definitely, the people that you've dated owe you an apology. They owe you everything. And that's part of the reason why it is that they cannot come back to you and actually give you the Ace of Cups, give you anything. They can't do it, because regardless of whatever it is that they accomplished, They didn't have a purpose in life. They were just trying to climb the social ladder. But for you Capricorns, for us Capricorns, coming into their life and speaking to them the way that you spoke to them, we spoke to them, and doing the things that we're doing, right? Having their back, and at the same time trying to do your endeavor best to look out for them. What happened, right? King of Swords. Excuse me, King of Cups. These cards are new. King of Cups. It's okay if they left, because we're still managing being single and doing what it is that we got to do on our own, because all it is that they were trying to do is scapegoat you. This is the reason why it is that they couldn't be in a relationship with you, because of this, that, the third, whatever the case may be. And a lot of you Capricorns are still okay with it. Like, okay, you still know how to handle yourself and remain calm. The Judgment. And this is the Judgment and the Queen of Swords. This is where a lot of relationships now end up being destroyed, because of the fact that you were trying to ultimately show them that in the end you do have their back, and that you really was looking out for what's best for them, right? Like Ghost, how it is that Ghost being a Capricorn, Mari Hardwick being a Capricorn, by the way, Ghost being a Capricorn, always looked out for the people for himself, always reached out. Now Ghost may have looked crazy sometimes while he's doing it, but Ghost ultimately always looked out for his own, right? Fixed Tommy's car, made sure that Tommy wasn't getting snitched out, all of that type of stuff. Made sure that Tasha was okay, right? Gave Tariq an inheritance. Now Tasha didn't get anything, but Tariq would have looked out for Tasha. But that's my point though. Ultimately, in the end, you Capricorns would have looked out for those people, but they couldn't see it, because for you Capricorns, you were too stuck up. According to your exes, you were too stuck up. You wanted too much. You were this, you that. You changed too much. But because they were unwilling to actually pay attention to the bigger picture. So they judged you harshly when they didn't have to. If you found value within my reading, then it means it's time for you to come get a personal reading from me. There's a link in the comment section called the link tree. Click on it. It will take you to a website in which it has all my social media outlets, from my Instagram page, clothing store, my the books that I have that are on Amazon, as well as my private tarot readings. When you go onto my website for private tarot readings, it'll have a buy now button. That buy now button is clickable. If you have PayPal, okay, it has my Cashapp cash tag above it. If you scroll down a little bit, it'll have a way for you to email me, and also put your number in the email, right? And tell me how long you want, right? So that way we can go ahead and speed up the process, give you your reading. But then you have the King of Swords and the Ace of Swords. Yeah, Ace of Swords. Thank you, by the way. The King of Swords and the Ace of Swords is about how, so now a lot of you Capricorns have understood that the next step for you is to make sure that people don't confuse what it is that you want to do and tell lies about you. If you're going to leave a relationship, you're going to leave a relationship on your own terms, because you would have been too great and people would not have been able to actually deal with you because of their own dysfunction. So you're not letting people have the narrative anymore. You're not letting people, right, the Ace of Swords, you're not letting people have the narrative. You're actually going to really, when people ask you, your friends, you're not going to not say anything. You're actually going to tell them what it is. When you walk away from people, right, because you realize that you can't deal with them anymore, you'll actually feel proud instead of feeling like crap, because people will try to get you to feel like you're trash when you're leaving, because they want you to accept the burden of scapegoat, right, Capricorn goat, that you're trash and that you're nothing, right? You're nothing special and that you're nothing at all. But you Capricorns will know better that that's not really the case. Let's clarify the Ace of Swords. Two of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords. Right. Because this is the situation right here. This is the situation. The situation is you understand that relationships takes two. Both have to put in equal time and effort and attention to detail, right? The Ace of Pentacles and the King of Swords, yeah, a lot of people don't have the ability to do that. But you are still looking for someone that can, because you can. And a lot of you Capricorns, us Capricorns, we are developing that ability to pay more attention to detail and also learn how to open up a little bit more, right? So that people can see things from our perspective, so we don't have so much enemies.